Happy Memorial Day, everybody. Oakland at-large council member Rebecca Kaplan has been on a social media tear of late, at least on Twitter. I haven't seen what she's done on Facebook. She hasn't done anything on YouTube. Pushing the idea that essentially Oakland did all the right things in trying to retain their A's. I said Raiders. And advancing the idea that the partnership between the African American Sports Entertainment Group and Oakland Roots will be the salve that heals the wounds that we have faced, both real economically and emotionally. Rebecca has to realize that her very effort of putting out tweets that all the time elevate her and advance her claims and agendas and criticize Las Vegas from the perspective of, well, the market's not big enough. Well, excuse me. Las Vegas draws 40 million visitors a year, Oakland 3. The Bay Area as a whole does not outpace by any means Las Vegas. As a momentary aside, there's an old saying: fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I bought the Kool-Aid about the market size difference that supposedly existed between Nevada and the Bay Area. And I learned, because I study, I say, hey, look, what didn't work? What did I do? What did I say? What did I think where I missed the boat? And where I missed the boat was in believing that advertising cost per ratings point and viewership was of more value than simple travel, people walking, visitors. Let's face it, at the end of the day, for all the protestations to the contrary of late, sports depends on people buying tickets to see their events. That is at the ready. That's the key. No one even on television desires to put an event on where there's no one in the stands, unless there's a good reason for it, like, hey, it's the pandemic and we're all going through it, right? Different story. But we all long for those days that we had last year, with full stadiums for NFL games, full stadiums for baseball, full stadiums for tennis like Roland Garros is on today. All right? It makes for the spectacle of sport, the fans in the stands and all of that. That's what we want. We talk about Raider Nation, the black hole, remember? We were part of that. But I digress. My point is, Rebecca, stop pointing out what you perceive as the weaknesses of Nevada when they have, once again, what we have owned, if you will, for so long. But we didn't maintain it. We didn't appreciate it. Why? Because we proved it. We proved it by not implementing a process to build a ballpark for the athletics at Howard Terminal that was laid out in SB 293 Skinner. By contrast, what's laid out in SB 509 in the Nevada legislature, if you read it, outlines a process. It is not dissimilar from that perspective to SB 293 Skinner. But there is one difference, Rebecca. Nevada intends to implement SB 509 when voted into law. Gavin Newsom and the legislature put SB 293 Skinner into law, and Oakland did not use it. I don't care what the reasons were. It could have, if there was a problem with it, we could have went to the legislature and had it quickly adjusted. We didn't do that. We just didn't use it because the real reason as Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf said to me during our post State of the City interview, actually not post State of the City, post Alameda meeting interview, July 20th of 2021, Oakland did not have the personnel who understood redevelopment tax increment financing. And here I am, a guy whose teeth were cut doing redevelopment, tax increment financing, revenue calculations for the very city of Oakland that Libby, my god sister, think about it, was mayor of. It had at the ready someone she could have hired quickly. Because, yeah, look, technically, we're not blood relatives, so, okay, no one can scream nepotism. Getting the job done has not been in Oakland's history with respect to sports, save for one example of late. And that's the Warriors arena, rebuilt for the Warriors, anew, in 1998. No one talks about it. Why? Because it worked. Were bond issues, let for that? Yes. Were they paid off? Yes. Did it work? Yes. Does anyone talk about it? No. Why? Because Oakland does not have a healthy media that talks about its successes. It lets San Francisco do it. Oakland does not have civic pride. The civic pride, once attached to building Oakland as number one, has went into the tank. You hear me? The civic pride that once wanted Oakland to be number one has went into the tank. We got to get it back. It's not in the tank with me. I feel like I'm the lone person out there just, hey, Oakland, Oakland, Oakland. But not in the way that you're thinking about. I said the A's should leave because you're going to hold Oakland's A's hostage for another 10 years trying to get a stadium done in our system. If we wanted the A's right back, right now, you know what we would do? If I were in charge? Immediately establish the Enhanced Infrastructure Financing District. Right now. Immediately build the Public Financing Authority. Send a message that we're willing to set the district and redirect and set up a mechanism, redirect funds to help on our end of financing the infrastructure. Do that now. Stop with the talking, stop with the whining, stop with the victimization, and get to work. We don't do that. And we have to stop allowing our political chain to be pulled. As much as I love the Roots, the fact of the matter is that's what they're doing. The Roots are an organization that has one land representative versus the Coliseum that has none. And so we're going to think about it. We're going to let the Roots direct our land use for us. That's what's going on. This is shameful stuff. We're letting the Roots direct our land use for us. The Roots want to be in the Coliseum. We should have a turnaround plan for them so we could turn around the field quickly within 24 hours to get it ready for them. We used to do that. What happens? We've gone lazy or something? Looks like it to me. This is crunch time. This is the time to get angry. This is the time for argument. Why? Because we're screwing up big time. So no, I haven't said things that are nice because it's not that time. Oakland's in trouble, and we need a big time, ice cold dump in a tub to wake the blank up. That's what we need. It's time to go to work, Rebecca. It's time to get it done for real. Enough of this fooling around, enough of this politics. Please stop it. Subscribe to Zenny62 and bookmark oaklandnewsnowblog.com.